Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that sounds simple goals, but we're diving into a really potent system for actually achieving them.
Yeah, it's easy to get, kind of overwhelmed by big dreams.
Exactly. But the material we looked at offers this incredibly clear, almost foundational guide. It's about turning those vague wishes into, well, real plans.
That's the mission today, isn't it? To pull out that universal wisdom. We're not after complex theories here.
No, definitely not. We want the actionable stuff, the shortcuts.
What we found starts right at the basics. Defining a goal simply as something you want to do or something you want to achieve. Very straightforward.
It really grounds it immediately, doesn't it? With examples we can all relate to, like wanting to travel somewhere new.
Or wanting to get good at a new skill, like learning English, as the source mentioned.
Yeah, these are the kind of objectives everyone has rattling around. And the guide says, look, the first step is just admitting it exists, right? Acknowledging it.
And it quickly moves from just defining it to, well, categorizing them. Because, let's face it, as soon as you say a goal out loud, you realize they're not all the same size.
Okay, right. Let's unpack that bit. This distinction the material makes between big and small goals, that seems key.
It really is. The big goals, these are the life changers. They take years, maybe, real focus, like the examples given.
Yeah.
Becoming a pilot.
Wow.
Yeah, or buying a house, starting your own business. These are huge. They shape who you are.
And looking at those, yeah, they can feel completely intimidating. I can see how that stops people right there. Paralysis.
Totally. But the guide contrasts them so well with the small goals. These are the daily things, the tiny actions you can manage.
What were the examples? Waking up early?
Yeah, waking up early tomorrow. Or reading just one single page of a book each day.
Or like speaking English for just 5 minutes today. Small, achievable things.
Exactly. They strip away all the pressure, the grandeur.
Wow. That juxtaposition, I find that instantly makes things feel lighter, you know? If the big goal is the house, the mortgage, the plan, ugh, it's too much.
Right.
But if the goal today is just, okay, open the bank's website, read about savings accounts for 5 minutes, I can do that.
And what's fascinating here, what the guide really nails, is the connection it makes right after defining these sizes.
Which is the core insight. Every goal starts small.
Yeah.
It's fundamental. Those little steps aren't just like warm-ups. They are the mechanism.
Yes. Taking that small action, but doing it every single day, that's the engine. That's what builds the momentum you need for the big long-term thing.
Huh. So the small action is like the lever that moves the giant rock. You don't just jump into the cockpit day one.
Definitely not. You start by learning one term or reading one page of the manual today.
So the focus shifts, really.
Yeah.
Away from staring at the mountaintop.
And on to just taking the next step right in front of you, the daily process.
Success.
Precisely. And once we get that idea of scale, the guide gives us this incredibly useful 4-step blueprint. It's almost like a cycle, actually, for turning that wish into something real.
Okay, this sounds like the really practical part. Moving from just wanting it to actually doing it. Step 1.
The power of clarity.
Yeah.
The rule is foundational. Be clear. You have to know precisely what you want.
Why is that so vital, though? Why can't I just aim for, I want to be better at my job?
Well, vagueness.
Oh.
It's mentally taxing. If your goal is fuzzy like that, I want to be better, your brain doesn't actually have a target. So
wow.
It can't make an efficient plan.
Yeah.
You waste energy just wondering, am I doing it? Is this better?
Key.
But if you say, I want to speak English more confidently by having 3 structured 10-minute conversations this week, no, that's clear.
Specific, measurable.
Exactly. You cut through the fog. It lets you know if you're hitting the mark or not.
And without that clarity, the goal isn't really a destination, is it? It's just a general direction, maybe.
Yeah, like wandering in a mist.
You don't know when you get there. You can't track progress. And that's so important for you, the listener, because clarity is the difference between moving forward and just spinning your wheels.
It's like building a house. If you don't have clear blueprints, clear dimensions, how can you possibly order the right amount of wood?
Good analogy. Okay. But even a super clear goal is still just a thought, right? Floating around up here. How do you make it solid?
That brings us neatly to the second step in this cycle,
Which
a
is?
physical act of writing. Simple rule. Write your goals down.
Okay, wait. We live in a digital world. Notes apps, reminders on our phones. Does physically writing it on paper still matter that much?
That's a fair question.
Is it just a ritual? Especially if I file the paper away and maybe don't look at it constantly.
Well, the reason the guide emphasizes writing, and why many experts agree it works, it goes beyond just memory. It's about commitment, a cognitive thing.
How so?
When you physically write something, you're taking this abstract idea, this electrical signal in your brain,
Right.
and you're using physical energy to put it down on paper. You connect the thought to the real world. It makes it concrete, tangible. You can see it.
So it makes it feel more real. It shifts it from just a dream maybe to an actual plan.
Exactly. It anchors the intention, gives it some weight.
And I guess seeing it there, maybe on a whiteboard, maybe a sticky note, it acts like a constant little reminder, doesn't it? A visual cue.
Absolutely. It keeps the goal front of mind, influencing your choices,
Mm.
rather than getting lost in the mental clutter.
Okay, makes sense. So we got a clear goal and we've written it down now for what feels like the real engine of the whole thing, the part that separates wanting from doing.
The necessity of daily action. The rule here couldn't be simpler. Take action every day,
Every single day.
every single day. This is where consistency becomes the absolute game changer. The guide tells us explicitly, stress the importance of daily action, even if it feels tiny.
Right. It said even one small step is good.
Precisely. The size of the step is almost irrelevant compared to the fact that you took a step. The regularity is what counts.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me,
Mm.
especially thinking about perfectionism, how people get stuck.
The guide has this incredibly simple but really powerful mantra. Progress is progress. That's such a great line. It's like a shield, isn't it? Against that all-or-nothing thinking that trips so many people up,
Yeah.
most people fail because they're waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for the perfect time, or waiting until they have a whole hour free to take some huge leap.
Right, which never comes.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But by saying any movement counts 5 minutes of practice, reading one paragraph,
Mm-hmm.
the guide basically ensures you don't break that chain.
Yeah.
You keep the habit alive.
So if my big goal is, say, writing a novel, and today I only managed to write one sentence, normally I might feel like, ooh, failure. But if progress is progress, then that one sentence, that's forward momentum, it counts. The
Yeah.
effort is validated.
Exactly right. And there's neuroscience behind this too, Successfully completing even a tiny action releases a little bit of dopamine.
The reward chemical.
Yeah. Which makes you more likely to repeat the behavior tomorrow. That tiny daily step is basically telling your brain, hey, this goal is important. It reinforces the habit loop that you need to sustain the big effort later on.
Okay, so daily action. Non-negotiable. Even if it's small. Even when life gets in the way, which it always does, right?
Inevitably.
So what happens then when you miss a day? When you stumble? That takes us to the last part of the system.
The resilience factor. And the rule is simple again, but profound in context. Don't give up.
Now, that sounds a bit like something you'd see on a cheesy motivational poster.
It can, yeah. But when you see it as part of the system, after clarity, writing it down, daily action, it takes on real weight.
Oh, so?
Because it adds that layer of, compassion
Mm.
and realism. Goals take time, setbacks will happen. Failure isn't just possible, it's pretty likely at some point.
And the guide says, that's okay. It explicitly says failure is okay. The key is what you do next. The advice is specific. When you fall down, when you miss that daily goal, you just stand up and try again. It reframes failure then. It's not the end of the road. It's just a pause, a stumble.
Exactly. And because you committed to those tiny daily steps, missing one day doesn't feel catastrophic. You haven't just wasted 6 hours of effort that you now have to make up.
Right, maybe you just missed 5 minutes. Less daunting to restart.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
The small scale of the daily action makes the setback manageable. If you have your clear, written daily steps, then a failure just becomes data.
Data. How? Well, you look at it. Why did I miss today? Was the step too big? Was the time wrong? It's information. You learn from it, maybe adjust the plan slightly, and then you just get back to the process. Daily action. Persistence is what bridges the gap between those small steps and the big win.
Wow, okay. This whole system, it feels really clean, systematic. So let's synthesize this for everyone listening. What does it all boil down to?
We've pulled out this really clear four-part mechanism from the guide. It's a cycle, really. You start with a vague wish, then you get clarity.
Know exactly what you want.
Then you make that written commitment.
Put it on paper, make it real. Then comes the engine. Daily action. Small steps every single day. Progress is progress. And that builds the muscle for the final piece. Resilience. Don't give up. Learn from setbacks, try again.
And that cycle, repeated, is what leads from those small steps to the big achievements.
The key takeaway really is momentum. It's all about momentum. Doesn't matter if your goal is huge, like launching that business, or small, like practicing guitar for 5 minutes.
It's the consistency.
The consistent repetition day after day. That's the secret sauce. Every little bit counts towards the final thing.
So let's bring this right back to you, listening now. The guide ends with this really direct, powerful call to action. Right now, what is your goal today? Think about it. Say it out loud. Go find that clarity now. What's the very next small step? Yeah, use this moment. The guy gives that great example. If your goal today was, say, to learn something new by listening to one informative deep dive, and you're listening to this right now, well, the insight is, congratulations, you are doing it right now.
Love that.
Yep.
Success is right here in this instant.
Exactly.
You don't need to wait for Monday or New Year's or some perfect moment. Just define the smallest possible next step you can take, and then do it. And remember that core insight. Every small step truly, genuinely takes you closer to your goal. So go ahead, define that next tiny step. Keep learning, keep growing. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.